Hello, my name is Mark Schipman-Mueller. I'm the product manager for the Alexa LF, and as part of this video series, I will be talking about the large format image now. So let's start with the sensor. This is the Alexa LF sensor here. It is twice the size of a Super 35 sensor, but it uses the same photo sites, same type and same size as all the other Alexas. And that means you get the same best overall image quality that you've gotten with the other Alexas. Best overall image quality means high dynamic range, wide color gamut, true 800 ASA sensitivity. It means a low noise level and great skin tones. But there are some things you get in addition when you shoot with a large format sensor. First of all, you actually get less noise, even less noise than the regular Alexa has. And here's the reason: you have more photo sites. Now, the noise per photo site is the same, but because we have more of them, the noise actually becomes smaller. I've talked to a number of cameramen who are shooting with the Alexa LF right now who are saying that they consider the 1600 ASA of the Alexa LF similar to 800 ASA on an Alexa SXT or Alexa Mini. In addition, you have a better noise reduction. Now, noise reduction on this camera is off by default, but you can turn it on. And when you turn it on, you get something called enhanced motion detection. And what happens there is the camera checks all the pixels around every pixel, and that helps you to avoid artifacts, noise reduction artifacts in high motion areas. When you record ProRes, the noise reduction is baked into the image. When you record ARRI RAW, noise reduction is just recorded as metadata, so it's not actually in the image. On top of that, we have an improved stray light management. We noticed when we actually shoot with this camera that a lot of light from the lens bounces around in the lens cavity here, which reduces the contrast. And we don't want that. We want to make sure we get all the contrast from the lens straight to the sensor. So we actually made, I think it was 7 different types of prototypes of light traps, light baffles here. We tested each one of them, and the best one actually went into this camera. So now you can get the best contrast from the lens actually all the way to the sensor. Now, shooting with a large format sensor, it's a larger sensor, and this has some consequences. And it's a little difficult, but hang on with me here. If you want the same angle of view on a large format camera as on Super 35, and you have the same t-stop, same shutter angle, same ASA, and the same distance to your subject, you have to use a longer focal length. Now, the factor there is about 1.5, so to get the same angle of view on a 50mm for Super 35, you have to use a 75mm for a large format. Now, using a longer focal length lens means you get a shallower depth of field. This means a greater separation between the image and the background, but it also means a visual compression. This is something that works especially good on faces. It makes faces look better, and it makes items in the frame appear closer to each other. The smaller your sensor is, the more far apart everything seems to be. Now, by playing with these parameters, with the focal length, the t-stop, the shutter angle, ASA setting, and the distance, you can get various different image expressions. For instance, you could do a wide shot with an out-of-focus background, or you can go closer to your subject without the distortion you normally get from wide-angle lenses. This is really now up to you guys. You need to play around with these cameras and get some of the great images that the camera makes possible. And here's the recap. The Alexa LF has the same best overall image quality as the other Alexas. The larger sensor has less noise and a new noise reduction option. And for the same angle of view, when you use a large format camera, you get a shallower depth of field, you get a compressed perspective, and there are other creative options. That's it. Thank you very much.